Hello, everyone. Hope you guys can hear me. Um, Today's the start of the weekend. Hope you guys have plans. Um, hope you guys had a good week. Time to relax as the weekend is as we're transitioning into the weekend right now. A couple things I want to talk about today. Um, Main thing I want to talk about was there was like a video that Neurotic did about apparently Variety ranked all of the MCU projects from worst to best, and I want to take a look at that. Um, Before we do, I do want to take a look at this because I feel like. Give me one. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. Just going a bit slow right now. But yeah, the main thing I want to talk about is the MCU thing. But before we do, I do want to talk about something that flew over my radar yesterday. Um, so apparently, it was announced that we're getting another film from Made in Abyss, and I'm really excited about this. It looks like this is going to be broken into different parts because it says Part One, Awakening Mystery. Um, this is going to take place after the second season, which ended back in 2022. Really great season. Can't wait for this to be broadcast. Um, from what I remember from reading this, I've actually haven't read this in a little bit. I need to get back into reading it. I'm not too far behind. I think I'm like maybe like maybe like 7 or 8 chapters behind. But um, I can't wait for this. I actually have the one of the volumes for this right here because I remember reading this segment right here. I can't wait for this. I'm really happy that they're doing this into a film and not into an anime season. I feel like this could help better with less censorship, especially with so many people trying to push censorship. Because I believe Made in Abyss is streamed on High Dive. It's not on Crunchyroll. Thank God. I think High Dive does a decent job with their animes. Not too many censorship. I do have a problem with localization, them changing subtitles, and obviously, some of these dub actors are just not that good. I'm just gonna be honest. They're not putting their effort into these roles. If you ever watched, I tried watching that series Oshinoko in dub. Never again, because my God, the act you can tell they're just acting just to act. It's just so bad. The dub for me in the Abyss is not bad. I remember rewatching this in dub, and it's actually not bad. I did get upset with season two with who they cast for Fopta. I was not a fan of that dub casting, but overall, I think the dub for me in Abyss is pretty good. Um, I love Brittany Carbalti's portrayal for Nanachi. I think she does a good job. But yeah, wanted to just show this. I'm really excited for this. If you have not watched Made in Abyss, I highly suggest you guys watch it. Don't let this image fool you. This series is arguably one of the darkest thing you'll ever watch. Like one of the best fantasies and one of the darkest series you'll ever see. Like it's just really good. Like I think there was something in the comments like this is like this gif right here. Like this is actually a scene from season one of Made in Abyss right here. So yeah, I cannot wait, bro. This is gonna be amazing. I can't wait. Um, I also wanted to take a look at this video from the Masked Man. He does a really good video analysis for Bondrewd from Made in Abyss. Bondrewd is arguably one of the, in my opinion, one of the best written villains I've ever seen. Really great writing for his character, and yeah, I want to take a look at this. So let's take a watch.
I want you to imagine for a moment that you were abducted as a child. You are thrown into a human-sized container and lowered with someone else in the container next to you. Once you both hit bottom, both containers are raised rapidly. You see the person next to you take on a different appearance, but you, on the other hand, decompose painfully. You scream it hurts over and over as your flesh melts on your bones, and you become a puddle of skin and organs, writhing in pain, but still alive.
Yeah, this is what Bondru does in the series. One of the most horrific things I ever seen in this. Very well written.
Now imagine if I told you that doesn't even come close to capturing the full image of the person responsible for this. There are a few candidates worthy of the title of most vile villain in anime and manga. Shout out to Mullet Man for giving the blessing for the video, but those candidates would be Shiro from Blade of the Immortal, Kakihara from Ichi the Killer, Seiko from Blood on the Tracks, and of course Griffith from Berserk. I want to delve into this idea of vile, however, since it's an interesting thought on why we see characters like these as the most vile, instead of ones that from a number standpoint have done a lot more damage in their respective worlds. For example, someone like Frieza from Dragon Ball or any other mass-murdering maniac. Why do we see certain villains in a far more negative light than others, despite the damage they do being relatively less? A book I read called The Anatomy of Evil, written by Michael H. Stone, gives an interesting point on what causes us
I heard of this book. I heard a lot of people recommend me this. I'm actually interested in this.
to have a visceral reaction to certain things. Very early on in the book, he gives an example of a case where a man under the influence of drugs shot 3 people. 2 lived and 1 died. But one of the survivors had been blinded in both eyes and had just gotten married last week. The jury showed a strong reaction to what happened to the blinded man, even more than the man who had actually been killed. Why is that? In the previous paragraph, the book says, quote, "Ironically, certain crimes amounting to less murder will be experienced as more clearly evil than murder itself, because of the suffering involved, coupled with our very human tendency to identify with the victim and to imagine how the crime would have affected us had we been the victim." I think this portion is very telling of how we perceive stories told to us, like if we were a jury judging these characters. Hence why characters that from a pure numbers view are more evil, we don't really throw them up there when talking about vile. I seriously doubt any of us cringed physically when Planet Vegeta was being blown to smithereens. The names I listed earlier, on the other hand, are seen as some of the most disgusting and incomprehensibly evil individuals. I would like to talk about who I think could be the most vile villain in anime and manga, despite only being around for 10 chapters in the manga, or in anime form, 1 film. Bondrewd, the Sovereign of the Dawn from Made in Abyss. Made in Abyss is an ongoing series that started in 2012 and suffers from hiatus, and so it seems to have a low...
And because of the hiatus, that's why I'm actually really happy they're going into the movie format, because the author takes a lot of breaks, and I feel like them doing a movie is better, in my opinion, because I feel like because let's see, like an anime season, anime episodes are usually about 22 minutes, 12, 13 episodes. For Made in Abyss, usually the last episode is about an hour, so they're adapting about roughly, 12 episodes, they're adapting about like 36 chapters, and if you include the final episode, I guess you could say about 40. So I feel like this will be better in a way, because I think usually the Made in Abyss movies are about like maybe 90 minutes, a little bit close to 2 hours. I feel like this is a better way to do it. That way of them just pumping out seasons while waiting for the manga to come in. I feel like this is better. That way they don't have to do any anime original stuff, because the world for Made in Abyss is just that good. If they happen to do any anime original stuff, I feel like it would be pretty decent, because just the world of Made in Abyss alone is just like really good. I feel like they can come up with some interesting aspects.
Chapter count at 67, but each chapter I think is very efficient in moving the story forward. I bring this up because despite only being around in present time for 9 to 10 chapters, technically starting at chapter 29, the story does a really good job of getting the most out of his peculiar personality and horrendous actions. Bondrewd is mentioned back in chapter 15 as one of the White Whistles, individuals known to be the best cave raiders, people who traverse the extremely dangerous layers of the abyss. The first White Whistle we meet is Ozen the Immovable, someone of supreme strength and a horrifyingly cold and blunt personality who explains the dangers of traversing the lower layers to Reg and Rico, the 2 primary characters of the story. She is stated to be unrivaled in physical strength amongst the White Whistles.
Yeah, she was really strong in this. Really terrified, even though she quote unquote, they quote unquote say that she's like one of the nicest out of the White Whistles, but pretty terrifying when you first meet her.
And given what we know of her, it is safe to say her words carry weight and credibility. This is important for context because as she lists the dangers of the Abyss and the White Whistles who were in the lower layers, she singles out Bondrewd. Even so, you should do your best not to stay in the 5th layer for long. Reg asks why that is, and Ozin responds so that you don't bump into any of the other White Whistles. The Depth's 5th layer, the Sea of Corpses, is as deep as humans can go and return alive. I suppose some of them are there. Those who are down in the Abyss right now are the Sovereign of Guidance, Wakuna the Chosen, the Sovereign of Mystery, Shraja the Mysterious, the Sovereign of Dawn, Bondrewd the Night.
From what I understand, actually, I'm not gonna spoil anything. Never mind. Not gonna say anything. Never mind. Because I don't know if anyone hasn't read the manga yet, but I'm not gonna spoil anything. But I will say is that we are gonna be introduced to another White Whistle in the next project.
Novel. Among them, Bondrewd in particular is an out-and-out scoundrel. He's not kind like I am, so you better be careful. Mind you, at this point, this is coming from the character that just beat Reg damn near within an inch of his life to prove a point. It's always an effective thing to have other characters.
And a lot of people are going to see that as cruel for what Ozin did to Reg and Rico, like beating them to an inch of their life. But you got to understand, she did that for a reason, because what she's trying to tell him is that the depth of the Abyss is just beyond dangerous. Like, what she's doing is nothing compared to like what's down there in terms of the creatures, the environment, and the other White Whistles. And that's why I'm really happy that, you know, when you understand the context of that, it makes so much sense.
Speak on an antagonist and build up the reputation of that character, and then we see said antagonist confirm the fears through their actions. If the character is pompous and full of themselves, then it's no surprise if the villain sort of hypes themselves up, but when trying to build up a character that isn't going to be present for a bit, I really do think it's a simple but powerful method of adding weight to that character. Ozin being the communicator.
And that's the thing too, like, even though Bronzer was never mentioned, well, he did have a few cameos in the first season, I felt like his presence was always there, mainly because of the introduction to Nanachi. I feel like Nanachi, her introduction and her backstory did a good job hyping us up for Bondrewd, in my opinion.
Of said information isn't shown to be a dishonest individual. If anything, she can be faulted for being too honest. But in this context, she has seen the terrors of the Abyss and has been affected by it, and is now warning these two who want to venture into its depths. I didn't catch this at first, but since it's one of the only descriptions we get of Bondrewd before meeting him, I looked into the definition of scoundrel since I believe that word was used intentionally, at least in translation. A dishonest and unscrupulous person, a rogue. And unscrupulous is defined as having or showing no moral principles.
And that is a perfect way to describe Bondrewd, because Bondrewd is someone that has like no moral principles. He does things on his own accord. And one thing you gotta understand about Bondrewd like shows like little to like no emotions. Like every time something happens, he is just in utter fascination of what's happening. He never gets upset. He never gets excited. He never gets sad. He's just fascinated by what he sees. And it makes sense since Bondrewd is a scientist.
Honest or fair. In retrospect, scoundrel is without a doubt the perfect word to describe Bondrewd. Someone who you cannot let your guard down around. An untrustworthy individual who...
His character design is so, like, I love his character design. Like, really dope character design for a villain. I just love the helmet, too.
Around. An untrustworthy individual who has no conscience, is unethical, immoral, or the more appropriate word would actually be amoral. This is the portrait painted to us about Bondrewd, and how foreign parents describe their children when they grow their hair out. I do have a bad habit when it comes to overdoing the intros of these videos. I don't know if there's something that can help with that, but I do know of something that can help with other bad habits you might have, as well as help me justify the amount of time and money
Hold on, I think this is an ad. Okay. Yeah, sponsor. Alright, let's get back to Bondrewd.
The next time we get a look into Bondrewd is through the perspective of Nanachi, the third primary character of the story who clearly has ties to Bondrewd, a flashback scene where he praises her for the new cartridge and tells her to smile since the experiment was a success. So despite him, again, really only being around and active for 10 chapters, he's given a healthy amount of build-up and is directly responsible for the most infamous scene in the entire series, Really one of the most unsettling and brutal scenes in anime as a whole. During this flashback scene, we see how Nanachi went from a normal girl to having the form she does now, as Bondrewd took a bunch of children to use as experiments. Brave children who do not falter even at the prospect of setting foot inside the chasm. Please take a step forward. From there, we see what his base of operations looks like, and how Nanachi and Midi, another girl that was taken in by Bondrewd, become close friends. Midi is taken to be experimented on, and this is where we overhear a conversation between Bondrewd and one of his assistants, since Nanachi is trying to follow where Midi was taken. He is reprimanded for bringing children who will never be able to return, and that from a humanitarian perspective, this is just wrong. Bondrewd is quick to respond and says there's no need to worry since he's not making use of them as humans. Nanachi is also captured and placed in a large container next to Midi, and that's when we get to see Bondrewd's motive. The 6 layers curse, death or loss of one's humanity. I'd sure like to do something about it. Those chambers you are in are capable of forcing the curse all to one side. Attempts that paired a person with something besides a fellow human didn't go well. However, Nanachi just happened to come join us. I regret having to use 2 adorable little beings such as yourselves, but as you two are such close friends, I'm sure this shall be a success. Midi says they were tricked, and Bondrewd tells them that thanks to all of them, the darkness shall be driven out of this chasm. They weren't tricked. And so he lowers both of them, and as the containers are then raised, Nanachi transforms, and Midi, well...
This scene was so crazy, man. Like the thing about this is the thing about this scene is that it was just slowly happening to her, man. Like, it was, man. And what she's saying right here, she's literally just telling her, like, to please kill me. Because that's how much pain she's in.
Made in Abyss is a series with some of the best world building ever mixed in with a disturbing presentation.
Arguably, like, I can't think of any other series I've seen with like this amazing world building, in my opinion. Like, there are a few series that I've seen where, you know, like Durara, I feel like that was a good series where you know, the world was like kind of like the main character, and it's like in different perspectives of certain characters in different locations. But the thing about this world is that the thing about the Abyss is that you just don't know like how far it goes, and like at each layer there's just more and more obstacles to face, and it's just really good, man. The author is a freaking genius, man.
It's like I would like to recommend this to the homies, but that ain't happening. And that ain't even getting into the stupid-ass bonus pages the author puts in the manga, but that's nor here nor there. Midi isn't even given...
Yeah, the stuff in the... I'm not gonna lie. There's some questionable stuff in the manga, but overall the story is... it's a pretty decent story.
The liberty of death, but instead is near impossible to kill and is now forced to live and suffer as this thing crawling around on the ground. With Nanachi now hoping Red can put an end to her suffering, and in a heartbreaking scene when Midi is finally put out of her misery, we see Bondrewd see Midi's life signal turn off and congratulates as well as thanks.
Yeah, see, like when Nanachi was able to like finally kill Midi, like he was just like impressed. He was like fascinated. And what makes this scene, like, what makes this so dark too is that Nanachi wanted Reg to kill Midi, and then after that, Nanachi was gonna kill herself. Really sad scene, man. God, this series is just so good.
Scene when Midi is finally put out of her misery, we see Bondrewd see Midi's life signal turn off and congratulates as well as thanks Nanachi for getting it done. For a brief moment we get a glimpse of the other aspect of Bondrewd that makes him terrifying beyond just seeming to be 10 steps ahead and morally reprehensible for science. At this point in the story, Bondrewd does seem to fall under the typical mad scientist, someone willing to do wrong for the greater good and the progress of humanity, or himself, with no care for his subjects, but that would be a huge miss on what Bondrewd is as a whole and what makes him uniquely twisted. When the trio finally make it to the 5th layer, they encounter one of Bondrewd's Umbral Hands, a member of his cave raiding squad who tells them that the Sovereign of Dawn is awaiting their arrival. Upon arriving at the Edo Front, Bondrewd's base for operations, they are greeted by a girl asking if they are Papa's guests. Nanachi warns Reg and Rico, however, to be very careful with what they say, to choose their words carefully and to provoke the others into talking, because information is power. A very appropriate saying given the situation, but also an apt description of Bondrewd. The conversation between the girl and the crew is interrupted when he finally enters the scene and presents himself alongside his umbral hands, Bondrewd in the flesh. He once again congratulates Nanachi for putting Mitty out of her misery.
No,
when I first read
his entrance right here was just so like, it was just so gangster. Like, you can just see like the horror on her face, like when she as she's like hearing his footsteps.
Power. A very appropriate saying given the situation, but also an apt description of Bondrewd. The conversation between the girl and the crew is interrupted when he finally enters the scene and presents himself alongside his umbral hands, Bondrewd in the flesh.
Like him just emerging from the light, like bro, like I just love this scene so much, man. This scene is so amazing.
He once again congratulates Nanachi for putting Mitty out of her misery, and when I first read this in the manga, I read it with a sarcastic tone, sort of instigating, but the film really adds clarity to Bondrewd's personality, especially his sincerity. Oddly enough, as shit will start hitting the fan a lot, Bondrewd doesn't show sadness, doesn't seem to show any anger or resentment, or even display the sadistic pleasure one would associate with this type of mad scientist character. But if not, his tone is constantly upbeat, joyful, caring, and at no point do we see him with a different tone behind closed doors to indicate that isn't how he genuinely is. Because up to this point, one could write off Bondrewd as the typical crazy science man again, one who belittles those who do not understand his research and a goal for the greater good, but we are soon to see that Bondrewd can't be as easily boxed in like that. A little bit of time passes and Reg and Nanachi are nowhere to be found, and Prushka saves Riko.
Like, this is just, like you were saying, like, you gotta, like, this is someone who just has, like, no emotions. Like, all he cares about is just progress.
From climbing up the forbidden steps on her own. Riko asks Prushka what kind of person Bondrewd is in her eyes. Prushka responds with, "My papa's the best. He's always thinking of me." This is such a strange thing to hear given how the first scene we see Bondrewd in for an extended period of time is him showing no issue and sacrificing a little girl, but at the same time he is capable of raising a child who sees him as the best father she could have. But the next scene gives us a good look into Bondrewd and the way he sees things. We see that Nanachi is with Bondrewd and shows surprise at him having a daughter. He states their blood relationship is weak, but she is his daughter. When questioned about that, he elaborates further. Is what they call family restricted merely to those related by blood?
Very strong quote. Very good quote right there.
I do not believe that to be so. Having souls that love each other is what makes people family. Blood just helps in that regard.
Amazing writing.
Love. It's a matter of love, Nanachi. I'll get back to this. Nanachi agrees to help Bondrewd again as long as Reg and Riko aren't harmed, and Bondrewd apologizes saying it's too late. And then we see Reg being brutally experimented on, as his arm is severed before being stopped.
This was crazy. Like, they like, cut his arm off and everything, man. Like, bro, like, Bondrewd is just, like, on another level, man.
By Nanachi, Prushka, and Riko. The scene where Reg gets experimented on is pretty bad in the manga, but it's even worse in the movie, although maybe not as bad as hearing Reg's name being said in the subversion. The group escapes for a moment and springs a trap on Bondrewd, having him in his umbral hand surrounded by the deadliest monsters in the 5th layer. But then we get another description of Bondrewd when Reg asks how powerful he is. He is described as a monster. He was able to make an insane amount of progress, securing a base in the depths and getting rid of monsters that were fatal to explorers. But on the flip side, he used methods that were unheard of and without consulting others. And in a specific example, when plants and animals obstruct the way to securing a route, he burns them, without any regard for who or what might be in the area. The surrounding environment gets annihilated. Further, Bondrewd is described as a wanted criminal overseas, and that this person has encountered raiders touched by madness, but even Bondrewd is different from that. It was as if some strange, mysterious entity had donned a mask and was masquerading as a human. If there are indeed monsters in the netherworld, things like him would qualify. Reg believes he finally defeated Bondrewd. Prushka, watching it all go down and approach the dead body of her father, starts breaking down into tears. The umbral hand taking care of Prushka walks over and takes the helmet off the dead body and puts it on, revealing that he is in fact the real Bondrewd. more so that he is immortal and all of the Umbral Hands are Bondrewd. Leaving with Prushka, and immediately after, we see him marking her body ready to perform an experiment on her. So which one is it? Because everyone that knows of Bondrewd describes him in the worst of ways, meanwhile Prushka describes him as a caring, loving father. One of these clearly seems to contradict the other, but the thing is they are both true, at least in Bondrewd's mind. To him, the inhumane experiment and practices aren't done with any ill will or malicious intent. He sees suffering as a necessary part of the process. What matters is progress. So even if he is sawing you in half while you are still awake, if that contributes to the goal of conquering the abyss, then he sees it as an act of love. I might have used the word sadistic to describe Bondrewd in the past. His actions can certainly be seen that way, but he does not derive pleasure from bringing others pain. He derives happiness from accomplishing the goal. Even if the progress isn't made by himself, he is glad. He sees it as a marvelous thing. Even if it's his own death that's being caused, he always remains with a constant politeness, and we never see otherwise. This isn't somebody who understands what they are doing wrong but allows the success to hush his guilt, because he has no guilt at all. He doesn't show remorse or sorrow for his actions, outside of apologizing to Nanachi for jumping the gun and experimenting on Reg. Bondrewd is, as I described earlier, seemingly completely amoral. Not a human being killing another with some sense of morality, but more so like an animal killing another for food. He is without any moral constraint or limitation, and this allows him to view his own actions of ones of love. There is a question, however. What about all of the other children we saw that were in Bondrewd's base? We are then shown a room full of cartridges we heard of earlier.
Oh yeah, this scene was crazy, and I feel like this is like one of the main reasons why Nanachi wanted to kill herself after Midi, because even after what happened to her, she helped him out for a little bit before she escaped, and I feel like the guilt is still with her, and it was evident in the movie too.
Nanachi explains that the kids were experimented on and are turned into living, suffering, fleshy curse repellent and shoved into containers so that Bondrewd can explore the 6th layer of the abyss.
Bro, like this dude's is on a different level, man. Like, so for in the abyss, right? It's easy. Like they explain this early on in the series. It's very easy to go down in the abyss, but going up is like the true challenge. You can suffer different effects, like the bloodshot eyes of Rico I showed you earlier, like this right here. This is one of the effects if you go up. This is like from the 4th layer. Like if you go up, you start bleeding out from most of your pores. And from the 6th layer, that's when they call it like the point of no return, because obviously what you saw what happened to Midi and Nanachi, that's literally what happens if you try to go up from that layer. The only reason why Nanachi survived is because most of the effects were being reverted to Midi's containment.
A fight between Bondrewd and Reg breaks out again, and a huge explosion causes them to descend into the lower layer.
I really like this fight sequence. I'm really happy they added this in here.
Here, we see a bunch of hollows crawling around, and Bondrewd...
These are all the children that Bondrewd experimented on.
...begins naming them. Shako, Iten, Sumiko, Puel...
And he remembers all of their names.
Well, they all have names, you see, as the hollows crawl onto Bondrewd. This is what's left of the children who were experimented on like Midi. When one of the cartridges runs out and the fight continues, he says, my, Resima is finished.
Yeah, and he remembers all their names, like when the cartridges are done. The cartridges like shoot out, kind of like a magazine from a gun. Like when you try when you like flick it out and you try to put it in the next magazine. That's literally what happens to these cartridges.
She was one of my kind-hearted masterpieces. She dreamed of becoming a princess, you know. Isn't that cute? So not only does he remember each of his victims by name, but also their hopes and dreams, further showing that he believes all that he is doing has been out of care. The fight continues, and all of the cartridges run out, giving Bondrewd a similar transformation to Nanachi, which he refers to as a blessing, because in his mind, a curse or a blessing might as well be the same thing. As the cartridges shoot out, he continues to name them one by one. Takiri, Terethia, Nopero. And the final cartridge shoots out, and Mania, Prushka's pet, runs out and licks the liquid spilling from the cartridge. Ah, it was truly a marvelous adventure. Was it not, Prushka? To really drive the heartbreak of this moment further, we're given an extensive flashback into Bondru taking...
Yeah, like that, like the fact that they showed the backstory for her right after that, like her cartridge just shoots out, was just so diabolical, man.
care of in raising Prushka, helping recover her mind from the harm of the Abyss, giving her a name, and giving her mania, and doing all he can to make sure she is okay and happy. In the flashback, he seems like an outstanding father, to the point that when she believes he was killed, she mourns for him, and even in her current state as fleshy fuel, she wishes to overcome anything together, only wishing to go on adventures together one day. This is what really makes Bondrewd a unique type of evil, because oftentimes we hear that villains believe what they are doing is the right thing. That isn't always the case, but often for the morally gray antagonist it is so.
Yeah.
Him using himself to further advance is an act of self-love. Him using someone else in the way he seems fit is an individual act of love regardless of the greater good. He is the so-called Sovereign of the Dawn, and so he has control over everything in his sight, and so he has no need to be held down by morality. As long as progress is being made, that's all that matters. Hell, even once he is defeated, he shows no qualms about...
Yeah, and that's what's crazy. Like, they shoot him in half, and he's not even upset, frightened. Like, he is just fascinated by it. Like, he was just intrigued.
It and simply states that now his aspiration is to see Reg, Rico, and Nanachi succeed, all in the name of progress. Prushka in her final moments then turns into a white whistle for Rico to use, which could be argued as part of Bondrewd's plan all along. Considering that he always seemed to be a couple hundred steps ahead, I wouldn't put it past him. Still, one thing is to see your test subjects as nothing, and another is to derive a sick, twisted pleasure from their suffering, but it is an entirely different kind of twisted to see each of them as your beloved children, and that the one that you personally raised as your closest child, and yet you can still mutilate them and have them either live forever as a hollow or live as fleshy fuel until they expire. It's incomprehensibly evil how someone could be capable of this. Now, is he worse than Griffith like I put in the thumbnail? It's debatable, but you clicked on the video and watched.
It's really debatable. The reason why it would probably still be Griffith because, like I said, Bondrewd, we only see him for like 10 chapters. A little bit, like there's like a flashback scene in like the current and like the later arc, but we only experience him for about 10 chapters. So it could be argued that Griffith is better, but this dude is just on a whole nother level, man.
So once again, all in the name of progress. Someone who at some point might have had some sense of morality, although we're never really told that, but was lost throughout the transferring of his soul from one body to another. But how could someone have such a detached view of the horrors he commits on others and love, be it someone he just met or his own daughter? Well, as Bondrewd says, a prayer cannot be born from one who only knows of joy.
This author is just... This author knows how to create stories, man. My gosh, man. Like, this is things that just make you, like... This is why I love more darker series like this. They're not dark just for the sake of being dark, but in a way it just shows, like, a more of a... How can I describe it? Not so much like a more of a realism effect, but because... when you have children like this, like an exploration, especially like in a fantasy world like this, it's not like happy go fun, like kind of like Disney. Like you're gonna face terrors. Like we see this happen with them as soon as they enter the abyss. Like they encounter the creatures, the effects of the abyss, like just adapting, running into other cave raiders. Like it's not gonna be an easy journey, and that's one thing I really like about this series, man. But yeah, really great video from The Masked Man. Arguably one of his best videos. Highly suggest you watch Made in Abyss, man. This series is like one of the best fantasy series you'll ever watch, in my opinion. The main thing I want to talk about is this. So Variety, they ranked every single project of the MCU up to now. Like they ranked all of them. I think it's like 54 MCU projects. They ranked all of them, and I want to go through them and see what bullshit Variety has for us, because I know that they they ranked this shit like stupidly. Like I know this rank is gonna be dumb. So let's take a look.
Variety made their ranking of the Marvel Cinematic Universe shows and movies. Worst.
Dear.
Okay, so the shows and movies are part of this. It's worst to best. I already know there's gonna be some bullshit, man. So let's take a look. Let's take a look.
The best.
Is this the gayest list ever?
I was including TV, eh?
Yeah, yes, including shows
God,
and
there's
movies.
54.
I respect that. I respect.
Yeah, this show was so trash, man. I watched like the first episodes and I dropped this shit in a heartbeat, man. This shit was so stupid, man. The MCU ruined the Korean Skrull invasion, man. Like they ruined that, man. Like that could have been like an entire phase itself, man. I was watching the old Avengers animated series, Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. They did a great job adapting the Korean Skrull invasion. This, like, I don't know what the fuck they did with this, man. Like this could have been like an entire phase. Like an entire, like, this could have been like 2 to 3 phases, honestly. But they freaking butchered this.
Hard to argue with, hard to argue with
Secret
that.
for
We're off to a good start, Variety. We're off to a
It's
good
kind of
start.
shit, yeah.
For those who watched it, that was
I did
really
not watch
fucking
it.
bad. Oh
Yeah.
my
Brutal.
gosh. Immigration allegories, trans allegories. It was fucking awful. And then they
Fucking terrible, man.
created
All the allegories.
basically Khaleesi's a super
Oh
scroll.
yeah, that Super Scroll shit. That shit was so stupid.
And she can probably defeat Galactus at this point. You know, if one
The
if
worst bit for me
Galactus.
is where the villain said, "If I caused the apocalypse, it's your fault because you lied to me when I was 9."
Yep.
That is the
That's it.
storyline.
Justification.
Rhodey was a female scroll. A female
Oh, yeah.
scroll. And then
I had no, and that scroll shit of them making War Machine a scroll the whole time ever since like I think like before Civil War. That was just so stupid. Like everyone agreed like that was like a really stupid thing they did. They have Thor: Dark World down here. There's so much trash shit that came out in the MCU, but they have this shit all the way down here. They have Thor: Dark World down here. Like, don't get me wrong, I didn't really like Thor: Dark World, but this shit was way better than a lot of shit we had in the last 5 years. This is crazy.
Nick Fury's married to a scroll that could.
Listen, Thor: The Dark World is not number 50.
That is bullshit.
That's wild.
Fuck
That is
you.
bullshit.
No.
Multiverse of Madness, Ironheart, and they're rating it lower than these. Back in the day, Thor: The Dark World was considered like one of the worst MCU things when it was like for the first 2 phases. Now it's like a fucking masterpiece.
It is
Yes.
Shakespearean.
Way better than what we've
Yes.
been getting, that's for sure.
Okay. Okay.
This movie was fucking ass. I remember watching this on a flight back home to Boston. This shit was so stupid, man. This shit was so ass. I watched this shit. This shit was so forgettable. I'm just like, this shit is so stupid.
Thor: Dark World is better than Ant-Man: Quantumania.
Yes.
Way better.
Hands
But
down.
I would
Most things
say
are.
like Multiverse of Madness is worse than Quantumania. Like,
yeah.
fuck.
Can I just say, what have Variety got against black people?
I don't know.
Black people in it.
Oh,
Moon Knight.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
This series was so forgettable, man. Like, Moon Knight could have been an interesting show if they had like a better script and went off of a good cohesive story. This shit was so forgettable, man. Like, people watch this and everyone had the same reaction. They don't really remember anything about the series.
One of their biggest fuck
Well,
ups.
all right.
And I was interested in this when they announced it. Like, I think a lot of people were interested in this when this was announced.
Absolutely huge fuck up.
Haven't seen the Marvels yet. That makes me concerned.
Yeah, Moon Knight's better than the Marvels. Thor: Love and Thunder. That belongs. All right.
That's one of them.
They put this shit over Dark World. This movie was so ass. This is another movie I watched on the plane too. This shit was so ass. Waste of a role for Christian Bale. This shit was so stupid. Fucking hate this Thor costume.
No, because they put fucking the Dark World behind this.
It's better than this.
Bullshit.
Jeremy, I just watched Dark World, and it's more earnest. It's better written, and they would kill for a movie like Dark World now.
Yeah, and I want to emphasize that I wasn't a fan of Thor: The Dark World when it first came out, but it's like time has been kind compared to all the other shit that the MCU has done.
Yes.
Oh fuck that!
Get the fuck out of here! What? They got this shit. What, bro? This is a top 10 right here. I don't care what anyone says, bro. The Incredible Hulk. This is a top 10 movie right here. This is retarded. They have this all the way down here. Bro, this is how you know that. This is how you know this is a bullshit list, because you got movies like the Marvels, fucking Miss Marvel, that show, She-Hulk. You got this, all that over this shit, bro. This is insane to me. This is fucking insane.
You got the Marvel.
This was when the Hulk was actually the Hulk.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
This is wild.
That's
No, this is retarded.
No.
What a thought.
They did this because Edward Norton was in it.
Yeah, they did this because Edward Norton. That's mainly why they did this. That's why they put it down here, because of Edward Norton.
American History X. That's why
Yes,
the fuck they
yes.
put that
Yeah.
there. Fuck you, dude.
which is a great movie too.
It was a good movie. Just that scene of him like running away from the military, like on the run. That is what the Hulk should be. That's what the Hulk always has been, in my opinion. Like, fucking insane.
It is a great movie.
Wow. That means Iron Man 3 is over this, and Iron Man 3 is the worst one out of the trilogy. This was a pretty decent movie. This was a decent movie. This is wow. Yeah, this list is already bullshit. This is already a bullshit list.
Shut up!
Again, not one of the
So for those of you listening, for those of you listening on Spotify, Iron Man 2 is at 48, which is below the Marvels, below Ironheart.
Fucking crap.
Blasphemy.
It's because Elon Musk is in it. It's
Yes.
because
That's probably what it is. I forgot that Elon had a small cameo in this movie during the racing scene. That's probably why they put this shit all the way down here, because Elon bought Twitter. That's probably why.
Okay, so we now have
Fuck outta
47,
here.
which is Echo.
They put this shit over Iron Man 2 and the Incredible Hulk and Thor: Dark World. Are we serious right now? Bro, this show was so ass. Yeah, I agree. The Nizzle. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. Yeah, this is 100% a troll list. This is fucking crazy. They put Echo over Iron Man 2 and the Incredible Hulk. Yeah, this is flat out rage bait. This is a list for rage bait.
Echo's better.
Echo's not better than Iron Man 2. Get the fuck out of here.
the joke should have been that we all just go.
Yeah.
Bro, they put Echo over Iron Man and the Incredible Hulk. I can't get off of that. And this is fucking Variety. Bro, this goes to show you that the mainstream just do not know what the fandom wants. This just goes to show that they don't understand the fandom.
I don't believe Echo is better than Iron Man 2.
Wow.
Cancel.
Shit.
46.
They went off the reservation on that.
Turtles.
I remember when I went to the movie theaters with my cousin to watch this shit. Bro, this shit was... I just did not understand what I was watching. Like, I'm so confused by this movie when I went to see it. Till this day, I'm still trying to understand what was the point of the Eternals. Like, what was the point? Like, in my opinion, I feel like this movie was like the true beginning of this whole DEI, diversity, inclusion thing like that Marvel was trying to push. Like, I feel like was the beginning of it. This movie right here, cause I mean the action and stuff was good. It was just there was just no story. Like the story was just confusing. It just made no sense. And like characters were just doing things that just made no sense to people. And mind you, Marvel they were so they banked a lot on this movie, man. They thought this movie was gonna be like the next thing to expand on the MCU, man. Like they put so much into this, man.
That's crazy.
The Eternals is better than Iron Man 2 and Thor: Dark World.
It's the movie that most people have not even seen.
It saved lives!
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, I remember articles saying that this movie saved lives. This movie saved lives by not allowing people to get in their car and go watch it. It helped people not get into accidents on their way to the movie theaters. That's how it saved lives.
How many lives did Iron Man 2 save? Thank you very much.
You can't put a number.
Canceled the TV series.
Yeah,
Or Jesus Christ back then.
So the Eternals, which saved lives by people not getting in their car and not going to the theater. So that's how it saved lives.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
45.
I watched this shit at work because I saw it came out. I watched this with my coworker. We were watching this because there was nothing to do, bro. I said this before, and I think everyone I talked to about this agrees with me. This was a Hulk movie without the Hulk. This is literally what it was. You got Thaddeus Ross, who becomes the Red Hulk. You got the leader, which they butchered the way he looked. Like, I don't know why the hell they made him look like that. They butchered his look. And another thing I hate about that too is like the leader was teased at the end of the Incredible Hulk. Why did they wait so many years just to use this character again? Like it was just so dumb. And again, I'm still upset why they turned Falcon into Captain America. They should have just kept him as Falcon. Like I loved his character as Falcon. I loved him in Winter Soldier when they introduced him. Like I thought he was a great character. What they did with him now, especially like with this, like this is just stupid. And he's supposed to be the leader of the Avengers? Okay. Yeah. This movie is so trash.
Racist.
Better than Iron Man 2.
Is racist. It's Captain African American, or as Jeremy likes to say, Captain America Black New World, which is the best title, to be honest with you. Is that 45?
Yeah.
By the way, that's also Trump. Trump was president 45, so you know.
Right.
I feel like they put a list of really like at the actual.
So, this is better. I mean, both of them were trash either way. I'm just gonna be honest. Cause I remember I was hyped for this too when this was announced because, mind you, this is me coming off of because I said Captain America: The Winter Soldier is one of my favorite MCU movies of all time. Like that's easily my second after the first Iron Man movie. When this was announced, that was the feeling I was getting from this. I was thinking like, all right, this is gonna be just like that movie. Like I was thinking like maybe they're going after like maybe like some undercover like Hydra agents because maybe like they're still trying to clean up Hydra, things like that. That's literally what I was thinking of when this project was announced. This shit was so stupid. Like these are like the scene of them having sympathy over terrorists was just so dumb. Like, it was so stupid. And then his speech at the end, not to mention them making him Captain America, and then the black quote unquote super soldier, like that was just so stupid, man.
Actual worst things, and then decided we gotta.
Like I said this time and time again, especially after what they're doing with Bucky's character in the Thunderbolts, they should have gave the shield to Bucky. I don't know why they gave it to Falcon. They should have just gave him the shield. It made no sense that they did that. That was so stupid.
Sprinkle in some actual good stuff to make it look, you know.
Yeah, they did it to cover their ass.
We got to sprinkle in a little bit of salt.
Stop right here. Stop right here.
Well, but the thing was, is like Thor: The Dark World and Iron Man 2 were considered not great in the early phases of the.
I feel like Iron Man 2 was okay. Like it wasn't as good as the first one. I thought it was a decent movie. I thought it was a good movie. Because out of the 3 Iron Man movies, I think the Iron Man 3 is not good. I thought it was a bad movie. Iron Man 2 was okay. I thought it was a decent movie.
The MCU.
Yeah.
But compared to now, there's no way they deserve to be that low.
Well, Christopher
No way.
Eccleston mailed in his role and wasn't quiet about it. And you know what? He was still better than most performances that we've had in the last 5 years in Marvel. So The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which was praised,
Garbage.
totally praised by Variety, by all of the Access media, the most hateful thing Marvel has ever created. Maybe outside of Ironheart. But the most racist, hateful thing they've ever fucking created, and now all of a sudden it's down at 44.
I don't think this is as bad as Ironheart or She-Hulk. I don't think it's as bad as those shows, but it's still pretty bad.
Yeah, it's weird how time changes things.
I don't understand the fucking metrics on this list. It makes no goddamn sense.
And this list makes no sense. This is pure rage bait. What they're doing right now.
It makes more sense when you're like, okay, no, the actual bad stuff is there, and then they're like, oh, let's just throw a Hulk. Let's just throw this.
Yeah,
What if? I'm not gonna lie. I never watched anything from What If. I never got into this. The main reason why I never got into this is because I was just not a fan of the animation look. I was never a fan of it. And plus, a lot of people told me that What If does. It's like it's what it is. It's What If. So nothing really mattered from it. So I never really got into it. A lot of people telling me to get into it. I think this had 3 seasons. I think 2 to 3 seasons. I never got into the series.
What If was beloved. I thought What If was great.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought What If was beloved. I remember when the first season came out. All these news articles were saying this was a good series. This was a good series.
It's shit.
I do think What If is better than a lot of the modern movies.
What If could have been so good if they actually had done some of the comic stuff, but they made it MCU and it was mostly what if a girl did this and what if a girl did that.
Is she firing that gun without pulling the trigger? What's going on here?
I like the Dark Doctor Strange though, where he went around the universe, he's just basically eating demons and consuming their powers and turning evil. That was good.
Yeah.
No.
Whoa. Now, I will agree. Out of all the Avengers movies, I will say this is the weakest one. Age of Ultron was pretty weak. But I don't think it needs to be this low. This is crazy that they put this movie this low. This is insane. This is insane that it's this low.
I don't like it, but not this line.
Okay.
Where's the Marvels?
So at 40, for those of you listening at home, 42 is Avengers Age of Ultron, which is again below Ironheart.
This is crazy. That means Ironheart, Agatha, She-Hulk are above this. This is insane. And the Marvels. This is insane.
And below the Marvels, below Shang-Chi, below Doctor Strange Mom.
I forgot about fucking Shang-Chi. I remember I seen that in theaters too with my cousin. That, I mean, it wasn't forgettable. Actually, it was forgettable. It was just... I just didn't really care for it, honestly. I just did not really care for that movie.
WandaVision,
Wakanda Forever, Miss Marvel, She-Hulk... Yeah.
Oh my God!
She-Hulk is a treasure, Gary.
This is one of the better ones.
This is one of the better things they put on Deep.
I didn't watch this either, but I heard people said this was decent. I heard some people say that this was a decent series. I'm not sure if this is part of the MCU or not, but I heard this was pretty decent.
Plus is Werewolf by Night. It's not.
I actually heard this was good. I haven't seen
It's fine. It's fine. It should be. It's not better than Avengers Age of Ultron, but it's better than all the D+ shows, except for X-Men 97.
And he's got Colin. Oh my God.
Wow. They have Thor all the way down. Bro, the first Thor movie was pretty good. I thought it was a decent movie. They have it this low? Bro, who made this list? Bro, the people who made this list has to be people who like the current day MCU. That's the only thing that makes sense about this list. The people who made this list has to be people who like everything from Black Widow to now. There's no way, bro. There's no way you have Thor this low.
Okay.
This is retarded.
What have you got against this blonde-haired, blue-eyed man?
Together, who did this?
Okay.
Bunch of retards.
Phase 1 is light years ahead of most of Marvel, including the very underrated Thor. Thor is fucking great.
Yeah.
So Thor 1 is really good.
Yep. Great performances.
Kenneth Branagh does it.
Dude, Anthony Hopkins like fucking sells it as Odin.
yeah.
He is so good. It should be
so
in the top
good.
10. It should absolutely be in the top
Yes.
10. So right
Yes, I agree. This movie should be in the top 10, along with the Incredible Hulk. Well, me personally, the Incredible Hulk should be in that top 10 list. But it's crazy how they have Thor this low, man.
now it's at 40,
Crazy.
which again, it's below She-Hulk. It's below the Marvels. It's below Ironheart. Where in the fuck is Ironheart?
39.
Oh, look at that.
She-Hulk.
Look at that, She-Hulk. So let me get this straight. They got She-Hulk. Let's point this out, people. They got She-Hulk over Iron Man 2. They have it over the Incredible Hulk. They have it over Thor. And what else is they? And Thor: The Dark World. This is where they have She-Hulk, guys. Arguably one of the worst Disney projects ever. One of the worst, not just Marvel, Disney projects ever. One of the worst. This thing was so bad. The only reason why I watched this is because they brought in Daredevil, and I'm still upset about that. Because the scenes they had with Daredevil was fucking criminal. Jesus Christ. This show was incredibly bad.
Hold on, go back up for a second, because it gives a bit of the reason. It says, but given its artificial-looking visual effects. No. Go. It's at the very end.
Let's go back to She-Hulk.
Visual effects. Visual effects. And then it goes to She-Hulk.
Yeah, the CGI for just this is what I don't understand about Disney stuff. Like when especially when it comes to the MCU, when it's working on CGI and animated stuff, why are these shits so bad? Like, bro, Disney is a not billion, multi-billion corporation, and you're telling me you're putting out stuff that looks like this? Like, this is crazy. This. Even though people praised X-Men 97, I still think the animation could have been way better. Like light years better. Same thing with that stupid Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man animated series they did. Like, what is good with them just like, I swear, man, Western animation is just getting worse, man. Western animation used to kick ass, man. Now it's just like in the shitter.
Yeah, it had that great story and character progression, but the visual effects brought it down. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and this
There
visual
was a
effects
shield
so
that
much
looked like
better.
a PlayStation 2 graphics.
I know.
You see that booty shake though? Come on, that was clapping.
I mean, I
She-Hulk is 39.
That Meg Thee Stallion scene, like when I seen that on Twitter, like when I seen that at first, I thought it was like a parody. I thought it was like someone like used AI or something, but that shit was real, man. That shit got me so upset, man. Like, this is another thing that modern Hollywood is doing with certain products. Like when they're making stuff like this, especially when it comes to like things based off like comic books that people know very well, they try to add like certain characters and certain dialogue to make them sound like, they're part of like the cool kids. Like it's just like so, it just comes off as so cringe and so insufferable. Like it just comes off as really bad.
That is much too high, in my opinion.
Way too high. It's a contender for one of the worst things Marvel has ever made.
I still would, but I'm not happy.
Ant-Man and the Wasp is not good.
Ant-Man, this movie wasn't good, but I wouldn't put it this low. It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. And I don't believe it needs to be this low.
Great. 38. I think this is actually accurate, but it shouldn't be below the Marvels.
I hated Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Whoa! Wow! I mean, it's not the best. Like, it's not nowhere near to what Marvel was doing phase 1 through 3. But the fact that it's this low and there's other stuff over it is crazy. Like we still haven't even seen Ironheart yet, guys. This is crazy that they put it this low. And everyone said this was a pretty decent movie. I'm still fucking upset that they cast him as Reed Richards, but I'm really surprised it's this low.
Oh, wow.
Fantastic. You got it.
But it's better than Thor.
It's not better than Thor. It's not better than
That's
Dark
the issue
World.
with this list. Is like
It's not better
It's
than
better
Thor.
than the
It's not.
Marvels. It's
I want a
better
fist
than
fight whoever
Multiverse
this
of
is.
Madness. It's better than Ironheart.
We should do a whole episode where you just do a tier list of
Yeah.
We should. We should.
This is triggering my low
That's
impulse
crazy,
control, man. This is
Yeah.
bad.
Where's the Marvels?
I'm about to start a riot, dude.
So
Yeah,
so
right.
they're saying the Marvels is better than Fantastic Four. Oh my god!
Oh my god! I forgot about this piece of shit movie. Holy shit, bro! This is another movie I thought it was gonna be on the same levels of Captain America and Winter Soldier. Man, there's a few issues I have with Black Widow. First of all, this movie came out way too late, in my opinion. This movie should have came out during the Phase 1s through 3. I don't know why they slated this movie right after Endgame. This was a stupid slate, in my opinion. Another thing too, this was a prequel movie. Like, where they put this just made 0 sense. Like, if they wanted to do a Black Widow movie, they should have done this a while ago. Them doing this right after, like, especially like they killed off Black Widow in Endgame. Like, it was just stupid that they moved forward with this. But I was still excited because they showed off one of the most popular one of the most Marvel villains ever, and that was Taskmaster. Everyone was excited for this. A lot of people were excited for this because I believe they were marketing this at the same time as Endgame was coming out. This was coming off after the success of Infinity War. This shit came out. Terrible story. Fucking hate Yelena's character. I hate her character. I hate David Harbour's character. Like, and this movie also started to show signs of CGI in Hollywood starting to dip in quality. Because there's that one scene where Yelena jumps and the CGI was just so bad. But yeah, this was a stupid movie, man. And how they made the Black Widows loyal to the director, it was just so stupid.
Dude,
better.
Fantastic Four is better than Black Widow.
Yeah.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah, Fantastic Four is better than this movie.
Absolutely better than Black Widow.
No question.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's
So
crazy.
36 Black Widow for the audio.
Oh.
Yeah, move on.
Move
You
on.
just saw the word
35.
relaxing. It's like, just put it up higher.
Okay.
They put Iron Man 3 over Iron Man 2. I was so disappointed in Iron Man 3. I was so disappointed.
Yeah, come on.
How is Iron Man 3 above Iron Man 2? Just
This is crazy. Iron Man 3. We still haven't seen Ironheart, guys. We still have not seen Ironheart.
stop. Okay.
Yeah.
I actually do like Iron Man 3, but every criticism is completely legit. Like, that everyone has, because it's a good Shane Black movie. It's not a good Iron Man movie.
It's still better than anything Marvel's put out in the last 5 years. So.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Where's the Marvels, dude?
Captain Marvel!
Captain Marvel over Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3. The reason why this movie made money is because they squished this between Infinity War and Endgame. The way they're marketing this, saying you have to see this movie before Endgame. That's why this movie made $1 billion.
Captain Marvel's worse than the Marvels?
That's crazy. They're trying to say this movie is worse than the Marvels. I just realized that. Holy shit.
Pretty high and retarded. This is
retarded.
Okay, I think this will be the nicest thing I ever see about Captain Marvel. It's not worse than the Marvels.
It's not.
Bring back COVID. This is fucking horrific.
33.
Wow. So let's keep track, people. They have The Marvels, one of the worst superhero movies ever created, and one of the worst Disney properties. This movie lost so much money for Disney. They did not make their money back. They have this shit over Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, Thor, and the Incredible Hulk, and Avengers: Age of Ultron. Sick business.
Crazy!
Wow.
That's hilarious. By a
Fuck
singular
outta here.
Right?
you
Probably a musical number. They're probably like, go ahead,
Yep.
music.
Oh yeah. The Black Girl Magic.
Yeah. Black Girl.
That Black Girl Magic shit was so stupid, man. I've seen so many videos on Twitter with that shit, man.
Black Girl Magic.
Yep.
Remember,
They
Miss
did-
Marvel,
they
look,
mentioned it.
Why was this even a thing? Why did they even greenlit this project, man? Nobody, bro, this is what I'm talking about. Nobody asked for this character. People want to see the X-Men. People wanted to see Fantastic Four. People want to see Ghost Rider. Nobody wants to see this character. Ever since this character was introduced, the first time I seen this character was in a Spider-Man animated series. I think it was Ultimate Spider-Man. This character is just uninteresting. It's uninteresting. And look at it. And then Disney brought in the character. They retconned her powers. They changed her powers. That's how you know they don't even know what to do with the character.
They're bunching them all. They're bunching them all.
They are.
Putting them all together, Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel is probably better than the Marvels, but that's not by
31
much.
Miss
Ant-Man.
Marvel.
Really? I wouldn't put this low. I thought this was a decent movie. What? They have this low? Bro, where is Ironheart? Where is Ironheart? I need to know where this is, bro. Like, there's so much decent stuff on this list, and I still don't see Ironheart yet. This is crazy.
Ant-Man?
Ant-Man 31.
This
That
low.
seems a little low.
That's pretty
too
fucking
low.
It's like a top 10, top 15.
I like Ant-Man.
No.
I wouldn't say top 10, but yeah, top 15, top 20, yes. I wouldn't say top 10, though.
No.
Top 15, maybe.
Yeah. That's why I said.
Edgar Wright directing it would have made it better. But,
Oh, yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Oh my god. Oh my god. So, all right. Let me say this again so we can keep track, everyone. They got Ironheart over Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, Avengers: Age of Ultron, The Incredible Hulk, Ant-Man, and Thor. This is crazy. I would put Falcon and Winter Soldier over this movie, over this show. And Captain America: Brave New World. I'll put both of those over this shit. This is crazy. This is insane, bro. Until to this day, I still don't understand why Eric Andre was in this series, man. Like, that was just so random.
It's better than Ant-Man. It's better than Iron Man 2 and 3.
Thor! It's better than Thor!
So for those of you listening at home, on Spotify, Ironheart is at 30, above Iron Man 2, above Iron Man 3, above Thor, above Ant-Man. Are you fucking kidding me?
Bro.
Above Ant-Man and the Wasp, even.
Yeah, I know, but above Fantastic Four.
Jesus.
This is crazy.
I'm about to go off.
Hey, did Ironheart even chart?
Hang on.
What? What? Hold on. That means they have the Multiverse of Madness over this one? That is criminal. This is a really good movie. I would put this in the top 10. Doctor Strange. This is easily a top 10 movie. They have this low? Criminal. I need to know who made this list, man.
That's below Multiverse of Madness?
Yeah, that's insane.
They put Multiverse higher.
The first Doctor Strange is pretty good.
Agatha hasn't even been listed yet.
I forgot about Agatha. Holy shit, I forgot about that. Holy shit, I forgot about Agatha.
Oh my god!
But they just said at the end of that they gave Ironheart bonus points for the fight in White Castle. Which was the comedy fight.
Oh yeah, I've seen this clip on Twitter. The scene of females fighting at a fast food restaurant. Yeah, where have we not seen that before, guys? Where have we not seen that before? people fighting in a fast food restaurant.
Right at the end.
Wait, hold
There you
up.
go. Bonus points. Right at the end.
Bonus points awarded for setting a major fight sequence
for a bunch of diverse women fighting in a fast food establishment because we've never seen that before.
We're getting a sense of who the fuck made this list. and what
Garrett, you're missing a sound effect.
Yeah, I have a pretty good idea of who made this list, man.
The opportunity here.
I'm just real. Oh wow!
Thank you.
They're clowns. They're clowns for playing the smoke detector sound. I'm really, really curious to see what is the top 10 list, because this is crazy.
Yeah, the 29, Doctor Strange, way too low.
That is wild.
Get the fuck out of here!
Get the fuck out of here! I seen this last week. I watched this last week, man. This is not above Doctor. Bro. I'll say this. I'll say this. This is not above the Iron Man movies the Iron Man movies on the list. Age of Ultron, Incredible Hulk, Doctor Strange, and the Thors. Or Fantastic Four. But I'll put this over everything else that was bad. I'll put this over everything else. This is way too high. This is way too high on the list.
Thunderbolts is not better than Doctor Strange, Ant-Man, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3.
Crazy.
Get the fuck out of
Thor!
Thor.
I still can't believe they ranked Thor that low. That's
the Thor should be in the top 10. Thor should be in the top 10.
I agree.
Bro, where is Agatha? I'm really upset. Like, where the fuck is Agatha, bro? This is insane.
Give me
I'm in protest. I'm gonna watch Thor.
This piece of shit. This piece of shit show. Would I put it over Thunderbolts? That's a tough question. That's tough. I'll put this over all the Disney Plus shows that they've shown so far. But it's not over the other stuff. It's not over the stuff I mentioned before. This is another project that's too high. Like I said, I can't really blame them yet because, mind you, this was worked on the people that they fired previously. They just reused the work. Like I said, season 2 of this series is going to set the standard for what is to come with Daredevil, with how Disney's going to treat the character. So we have to wait for how they do season 2. But yeah, this is way too high.
This is way fucking lower. Way lower.
Way.
I can't
By
believe
the way, I still need to go on record. I called that this show is gonna suck.
It did.
The show's awful.
It did.
It was.
Boy, I can't be super specific, but I will say that a creator of one of the characters in the show did contact me and said they butchered my fucking character, which is
You should have said get in line.
Yeah, so sorry, brother. So sorry,
I'm
brother.
assuming that they're not putting the other Daredevil show or the Defenders or any of that stuff on here.
If they used Netflix Daredevil, then all that Netflix Daredevil would be in the top 10. If they were going off of Netflix Daredevil, that would be in top 10 easily.
Right, they're not counting that
I don't
as
know.
MCU.
They're probably going to go back. You know, Agents of
We
S.H.I.E.L.D.
would've saw
gets
one
a
of
lot
them.
of shit. It's like
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was good.
I liked Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I did like
Yeah.
that show. Even though
the
like
space
Deathlock was Deathlock was. I wish
Yes,
we had a
Deathlock
better.
was-
I like the character a lot in the comic books. Deathlock's one of my favorite characters.
I never watched Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. A lot of people tell me to watch that. I might give that a watch.
But yeah, other than that, I thought the show was fine, especially when it did kind of go with Winter Soldier, where it did kind of sync up with
Yes.
that with the Hydra stuff. I thought that,
That was a
really
great
fucking
reveal.
good.
The Hydra reveal
Yeah.
was better than the movie by far.
But it was great.
So much better built up to.
It was so
They
great. But,
somehow made Robbie Reyes tolerable.
but I think it's
for
just
a
going to be
second,
kind of like with the original Daredevil, remember they referred to the aftermath of the Battle of New York.
Yeah.
And it kind of, which was great. It led to this power vacuum where the criminal masterminds came in and started buying up property. It like made a lot of sense. I think that's how the future of the Marvel TV will be connected. It'll be just street level.
Like,
you got to keep the galactic stuff separate from Daredevil. It just doesn't work.
They do their own stories, but they would reference the movies and
Yeah.
have it affect characters.
But Born Again
Right,
was
26.
ended like shit. So Epic Mike was right. There we go.
Started like shit, ended like shit.
This was terrible.
Bro, what? This is the shit I'm talking about. This shit was so ass, man. Like, if you watch the trailer for this, like, you can already tell this shit it's gonna be ass. Like, just the animation alone is just, like I said, Disney is a billion-dollar corporation. Multi-billion-dollar corporation. Why the fuck does your animated series look like this? Fucking terrible. Like, and again, I don't know what it is. Like, ever since Disney has been doing Spider-Man stuff, it just has not been good. Like, honestly, they just need to bring back the Spectacular Spider-Man at this point. Because I feel like that's what people want. Even though I fear that if they bring it back, it won't be the same. Because we've seen time and time again, every time when beloved animated series come back, it just comes back as utter ass. You know, we've seen that with Young Justice. I heard a lot of people didn't like the new version of the Proud Family, and other series. Like, the series, they just come back with either terrible storylines or terrible animation, or sometimes both. So, I don't know, man. And you gotta remember too, the writers, the people who wrote Spectacular Spider-Man are the same people who wrote Young Justice, the newer stuff. So obviously they're gonna insert that bullshit in there too, like all the shit they did with Young Justice. So.
Oh, at the end.
You're putting this up. What?
What? I didn't even see this.
Wait, I'm confused. I thought they were doing MCU stuff. This isn't part of the MCU.
Nobody saw this.
It's terrible.
I wouldn't even
I saw the
put this in
first
the
story.
MCU. Why is this even on the list? This isn't MCU. Yeah, you're
Who
right.
made this list?
Who made that art? Look at that. That is not very
That's
good.
in the show.
That's not good in anime right there.
Yeah, well, this is the show where everyone in the background T-poses.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
What?
Get out of
Oh,
here.
what are you doing?
Bad.
This movie was so ass, man. I fucking hated this movie, man. I fucking hated this movie. Like, the first one was so good, man, and then they just turned around and made this shit. There was a lot of hype behind this because, you know, they brought back Sam Raimi, the director who did the original Spider-Man trilogy. A lot of people were pretty excited. They also brought in Patrick Stewart. They brought in John Krasinski to play Reed Richards, which I feel like she should have been Reed Richards, but I understand why he didn't want to continue to play Reed Richards, because they were seeing, I guess he saw what the MCU was heading towards, and he dodged a huge bullet, so I don't blame him for walking away. But this movie was just so stupid, man.
Doctor Strange
Doctor
Bond is at
Strange.
25.
You know what, though? To be honest, it did prove that, you know, maybe an Asian shouldn't be running, you know, the...
Wong is still the Sorcerer Supreme. Let's not forget that the leader of Asgard is King Valkyrie, and the Sorcerer Supreme is Wong. It's
Wong.
fucking dumb.
Who immediately, as soon as he had any pressure put on him, gave up the entire thing. He's like, I don't care, man. Just do it.
Yeah.
Whatever. Fuck Wong, bro.
24.
And I forgot they introduced one of the dumbest characters in all of Marvel, like America Chavez. Bro, just the name itself is so freaking dumb. Like, that is the dumbest name I ever heard for a superhero, America Chavez. Like, I'm sorry, especially when you have a character called Captain America. Like the character Captain America makes sense because of who he is and his origins. America Chavez makes no fucking sense because she's not even from Earth. That's what makes no fucking sense about the character. From a character born from two females. I think we all know why they wanted to introduce that character in the MCU. Again, another character that nobody asked for. I think the next one was Guardians they showed.
One Division.
Shang-Chi.
Oh my God.
This is
the entire thing is like, I don't care, man. Just do it.
Yeah.
Whatever. Fuck Wong, bro.
24.
I would put this much higher.
I put it higher.
Much higher.
I would too.
I haven't seen this. tell you the truth, I only seen the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I never seen the other two. I wasn't really a fan of these movies. I'm just gonna be honest. I heard they're pretty good, but I was just never a fan of them. I heard this was a good movie when this came out. I heard it was really good when people saw this.
I loved Volume 3.
Agatha's above all this.
I know. So is is that the last one standing? No, there's another. I feel like there's something else.
One Division.
Shang-Chi.
Oh my God!
This is
the holiday special.
I love the holiday
I
special.
did too.
I liked it. Quite good. Yeah.
Why are we ranking it? It's just
Holiday special's great, but it should be it should be higher based on the fact that there's gonna be some dog shit in front of it.
22.
Far From Home is.
Man, this movie was trash, man. I did not like this movie. I did not like the movie. This, like, one thing about the Spider-Man movies with the MCU, man, like, when you go back and watch them again, the story and plot are just stupid. They just make no sense. This and No Way Home, the storylines are just stupid in my opinion. Like I said, I said this before, I only enjoyed No Way Home because they brought back Andrew Garfield, one of my favorite Spider-Man. But the storylines for these movies are just so stupid, man. I thought Homecoming had a decent storyline, even though I still hated how the MCU treated Spider-Man, treating him like a kid, like he can't do shit on his own. And I always hated that. I always liked Spider-Man as the street level hero doing his own thing. I hated that they have him basically treating him as a kid, telling him what to do. It was just stupid.
Worse than Homecoming. I don't like Far From Home.
I don't either.
I don't like
I barely even remember that fucking.
I really barely remember it myself.
Barely.
It's a struggle to remember Homecoming and Far From Home.
Yeah, dude, I love Mysterio. Mysterio's.
I like Homecoming. I like Homecoming.
It's alright. It's better than Far From Home.
It's not the best, but
it is better than Far From Home. Far From Home is the
worst. Oh
worst.
yeah, I forgot about Hawkeye. I forgot about this shit. Bro, I forgot about Hawkeye. Hawkeye could have been another. This is another show that could have been decent, bro, if they did. Well, I wouldn't say not show Kate Bishop, but Hawkeye was the main character of this series. It was mainly Kate Bishop. And I hated that they have her defeat Kingpin at the end, which was stupid. And you have Hawkeye getting his ass whooped by everyone.
Hawkeye's
Fuck right
way
off.
too high. Way too high.
Way
that
too
has
high.
One of the worst final episodes of any D+ show. It's like fucking. They're on like ice capades. It is retarded. Hawkeye gets his ass kicked by Echo and Yelena in one. And then Kate Bishop take out Kingpin. It's like, get the fuck off.
That's fucked.
People don't remember it. And you know, Haley Seinfeld or whatever her name is, she's hot. I get it. She's hot,
yeah.
and she's a better Kate Bishop in the show than that they ever displayed in the comic books ever. I will give you that.
Top 20. Here we
Top
go.
20. We're at top 20.
Oh, I forgot about this movie, man. This shit was so stupid. I am so happy I didn't go to the theaters to watch this, man. This would have been a waste of money. I remember watching this with my cousin, man. There's another movie I watched with my cousin, man. We just did not like this movie, man. Like, compared to the first movie, it wasn't that good. I personally don't put the first Black Panther movie like in my top 10. I did enjoy it. I enjoyed the movie. But yeah, man, this movie was just a terrible, terrible sequel to a $1 billion success. Like, I just don't understand why didn't they recast Chadwick. Like, rest in peace, Chadwick. Like, I'm really sorry what happened to him, man. But I'm just being honest. I feel like they should have just recasted him. And mind you, that's literally what everyone's saying now, that they should have just recasted Chadwick Boseman. Wakanda Forever at 20.
No.
Where we had a Latino.
Tell me anything that happened in that film.
A Latino man.
Black
Black
people were in it.
No.
The CIA started a race war between a bunch of underwater Mexicans
And how they did Namor was just stupid too.
and black people.
Yeah, a bunch of very wet Mexicans went and tried to get over a wall in an isolationist country.
But instead, they went through the river.
A flying Mexican invaded the
flying wet Mexican.
Yeah.
He wasn't Mexican, he was South American. I know, he was the
Defend that serpent, God.
19.
Oh, fuck this, dude.
What?
Oh, get out of here.
What? They have this low, man? Bro, I still haven't even seen Agatha yet, bro. I thought this was a solid movie. I remember when I had summer school. They took the class to the movie theaters. This was I seen this in the movies, man. This was not a bad movie. This is a good movie. I thought this was a really solid movie, especially with how the tone shifted from this movie to the sequel, The Winter Soldier. Like what, man? This is low. This is too low in my opinion.
This is one of my favorite.
Captain America.
This is my favorite. This is my favorite Captain America movie. I fucking love this movie.
Wow.
I love this movie.
All the Captain America films should be in the top 10. All the
Yes,
Captain
yes.
America films should be in the
Yes,
top
that's
10.
valid. That's valid.
I agree.
Look at that. He's saying, look at my huge fucking cock.
They put
This movie was so forgettable, man. I did not care for this movie at all. And it is another movie I went to the theaters to watch it with my cousin. Man, this movie was so forgettable, man. I just did not care about this at all.
This is bait. This whole thing's bait.
Are they even doing anything with this character? Like, ever since this movie came out, this character has not appeared in anything since.
It's all bait.
It's all bait.
It's all bait. There's no fucking way.
And there's no person. Is there anybody who actually thinks Shang-Chi is better than Captain America: First Avenger?
That's 18. It's top 20.
This is insane.
How much did that movie make?
Aquafina.
By the way,
nothing.
The movie didn't.
Is it better than Black Panther: Wakanda Forever? Yes, but it's not better than most of the stuff they listed already.
Make its money back. Marvel took a huge loss. They tried to blame it on COVID. Unfortunately, this movie called No Way Home came out and did a couple billion at the box office and blew that narrative out of the water.
Mm-hmm. There's the COVID.
Oh, no.
Deadpool, no.
I like it, but that's too high. This is...
So, Deadpool and Wolverine, like I said this before, out of all the Deadpool movies, I think the first Deadpool movie is the best one, in my opinion. Is it better than most of... Well... I don't think it's better than most of the stuff that they listed in terms of the good stuff that I believe that should have been higher. But I would agree it is a bit high up. I wouldn't say this is better than Captain America: The First Avenger, but I wouldn't be mad at people if they put this over that. But I don't know. It's kind of a tough one. I feel like I wouldn't be upset when people put this on the charts, but I do agree. I don't think it's better than most of the stuff that they already listed before. I don't, because at the end of the day, I still think the first Deadpool movie is the best one out of the three.
It was fun for...
It did make $1 billion, which I think everyone knew, because you got Deadpool and Wolverine, two characters that people actually wanted, two characters that people actually want.
Once,
it's better than Agatha, though.
It's a popcorn with
it's a throwaway popcorn movie.
It's better than all of the Disney Plus shows. It's better than all of them, and most of the Disney Plus movies to come out. I can't really say over Guardians 3 because I haven't seen it. Better than Thunderbolts. Better than Fantastic Four. But yeah, better than all the MCU movies to come out this year, and since 2020, except for like I said, except for like Guardians 3. I don't know about No Way Home. I would categorize this in the same category as No Way Home.
It is weird because like it's definitely too high if it was our list, but
Yes,
it's probably gonna. There's gonna be things that are gonna be ranked ahead of this shit. They're gonna be like, what the fuck are we doing?
All right. 16.
Jesus Christ. They got Agatha. Oh. Who made this list, man? I swear, they made this list just to get fans upset. Like, this is what I'm talking about when Hollywood does not care about their fan base. Like, nobody would rank this, like, bro, all of the Disney Plus stuff alone would be on the bottom of the list. Like, the bottom of the barrel. This is a stupid list, man. No one is putting Agatha this high up. If you ask the average Marvel fan to rank their top 10, even their top 20 Marvel properties, no one is saying Agatha. The fact that this is in the top 20 is criminal. This is insane. No one is putting this in their top 20 or top 10. Nobody. People would put Deadpool Wolverine in the top 10. That's understandable. This, no.
He was there all along.
Dang it. Who the fuck made this list, bro?
I was hoping she'd be a little higher.
Yo, Variety, you gotta fire your people, son. You gotta start over again.
Yeah. You need to give hire some straight people.
Lesbian, so lesbian, oh, the lesbian and the poo and the guy.
I still don't understand why they even made this Agatha shit, bro. Like, again, they're doing shit that nobody asked for. Nobody asked for this character to have their own series. Nobody asked for this, bro.
No!
What? They have the Avengers at 15? Bro, this movie is easily a top 5, top 10. This movie was such a success when it came out during its time, man. But this is like, because this is the first time we saw, like, this is why the MCU became what it was. It's because of this movie. This is the first time we see an ensemble of multiple heroes working together in a group. This in cinema. This is why this movie was so successful. Like, this broke so many records, man. This stood the test of time when this movie came out. The fact that they got it this low is just retarded. This is insane, man. This was a really good movie. Really good movie. Still hate the way the Hulk looks, man.
Is still the Avengers.
Stop.
You are on
The
fucking
Avengers.
crack.
This is okay. This should be 2, 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're trying to make
One
it
or
The
2.
Avengers.
It's big.
The very least it is top 5.
We are.
Very least.
So let's keep going. And they rank this down because it's directed by Joss Whedon. They 100%.
14 Spider-Man
Oh
Homecoming.
no! Fucking
No.
They put Spider-Man Homecoming over the Avengers? That is what? At this point, yeah, this list is just rage bait, man. At this point, this is stupid. I put the Amazing Spider-Man 2 over this movie.
Not even Mahler would say
Delusional. Like, I
Homecoming
can't-
is better than Avengers. I know you're listening, Mahler.
I don't even.
I know you're listening. No way.
13.
Captain America: Civil War should be higher.
They got this at 13. This is a top 5 movie. Everyone has this. Every Marvel fan. I feel like this is an objective fact I'm saying right now. Every Marvel fan has Civil War in their top 5. Every Marvel fan has this in their top 5. That's not cap. That is a fact. You asked any genuine Marvel fan, ask them what is their top 5 MCU movies, Civil War is going to be named. They have it at 13, man. They didn't even make the top 10. That is crazy. I still haven't seen WandaVision. That means WandaVision is over this.
Should be fucking higher.
This
This is top 5 right here. This is top
5. It's
top 10, top 5.
I'll give it top 10.
Easily top 10. Easily top 10.
It should. If it's not top 5, it's like number 6. Okay, like I can't.
It's
think
really good.
So
No,
Civil
it's
War's
really
at
good.
13. 13. All right.
So, let's see what's next.
Here we go.
Dude!
Wow. 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 This movie was so good, man. And they have it at 12. Is it over Civil War? I'll let you debate that. I'll let you decide that. But the fact that they have this and Civil War this low, not even in the top 10, both of those movies are top 10 movies. And they got it this low. Freaking criminal, man.
This is number one.
This is number one.
It's like number one.
This is number one.
What are we forgetting here?
Yeah, this is arguably one of the best Marvel movies ever made. Infinity War.
3.
This is number one. Number one.
Mullen Wilson.
I put Winter Soldier up there sometimes, but
No.
Number one. Number
No.
one. Right
Just
Number
like
one,
that
no.
lower than
Walmart, bro. I'm so
Top five.
angry.
Top five.
It's top 3. Top 5,
definitely
top
not
3.
12.
Definitely not 12. Okay.
I'm gonna start a riot. I'm gonna
Bro. 11. What's 11?
paint black people on walls. This sounds
Volume
so
2.
good.
Volume 2 is. I think Volume 3 is.
No. I didn't see this, but I would not put this over Infinity War. This is crazy.
Better
Volume 2 above
on this
That's a little-
Avengers.
Above Infinity War? Are you fucking on
They put this over Infinity War and Civil War. That's crazy.
crack?
This is crazy.
Lobotomized.
I'm a fan of Volume 2, but putting
Yes,
it ahead of
they've been
Infinity
to
War is
college.
fucking
What the fuck?
wild.
That is crazy.
bro.
These are idiots.
Okay, top 10. Here we go.
Oh, God.
Loki.
Oh my god, I forgot about Loki, man. Holy shit. They got Loki in the top 10. They got Loki over Infinity War and Civil War, guys.
Not a shit.
What the fuck?
None of us even remembered it to say it.
You said One Division's still here. Like, wait, what?
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I forgot about WandaVision, bro.
Loki was about female Loki. It introduced Kang.
We got Black Panther, number 1 still.
Well, the whole point of
Did
Loki.
they do Agatha finally?
The whole point of Loki
Okay,
was
yeah.
the whole point of Loki is he wanted to fuck himself
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
And be kicked
I
in
mean,
the
it's
balls.
actually kind of based. Never
and
mind.
be kicked in the balls.
What? Pause.
This is such an overrated,
Listen, if I-
overhyped show.
If I've had a female version of myself,
Dude, it's not a good show. It fucks the Marvel universe. And remember, because of Loki, nothing that happened prior to Loki was anything other than Kang's plan, a villain that they were apparently done with before they got rid of Jonathan Majors, which is
But-
bullshit. But
we're
I'm
skipping
still
the
angry.
fact that it's just a guy wanting to do himself, and I kind of
Yeah.
get it. Like,
The best thing about season 2 was Mauler told me I could watch the first and the last episode and it all makes sense.
Thor
above Thor,
Ragnarok.
They put Thor Ragnarok over Infinity War and Civil War. I watched this movie because a lot of people told me to watch it. This movie is incredibly overrated. This movie is so overrated, man. I honestly did not care for this movie. I don't even think it needs to be in the top 10. I feel like this should be lower. I wouldn't put this over Captain America, the First Avenger. I wouldn't put that over that.
What? No.
It said it was the
I'm
the
gonna
thing
be honest
above.
with you. This isn't even the top 20 best Marvel films.
Yeah,
No.
I actually think this movie is
This is
dog
awful.
shit.
It's
I agree.
awful.
For
Mike, it
normies
is
though,
awful.
for normies though, it was entertaining for a lot of them.
I mean, I'm not like
They-
mad that they have it not
it-
not there.
Hold on.
Number 8.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Alright, yeah. Variety needs to go bankrupt. They got Iron Man at number 8. I still haven't even seen WandaVision. Iron Man is easily a top 3 MCU movie. Easily top 3. For me, this is my favorite one. This is number 1 on my list when it comes to the MCU. They got this as number 8. I need to see what's above this. I would not put Black Panther over this. I would not put Endgame over this. What else did it not show? WandaVision. Bro, this is stupid. They got Iron Man at number 8, man. One of the best superhero origin stories ever. One of the best superhero origin story movies to ever been made.
I just want to let everybody know that we did a poll on Real BBC, and we picked like the top 5, and Iron Man won over Avengers, Infinity War, Winter Soldier, Civil War. Iron Man won.
It's a good argument.
Yeah.
Number one. It's a very good argument. I mean, it's definitely a top 3, no matter what way you look at it. Like, you can't say that Iron Man's not a top 3 MCU movie. You just can't. You can't. Like, legacy, what it meant.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
What 7 things are better than this?
One of the things.
Okay, Iron Man's one of the best origin stories ever told.
I would not put No Way Home over Iron Man. No. I enjoyed No Way Home because of my guy right here. But I did not, bro, no. Like, the story and the plot was stupid. I'm just going to be honest. But I would not put this movie over Iron Man. This is way too high up. This is not a top 10 movie. This is not top 10.
Oh no! I like
It's entertaining as hell, but it's not a better movie.
No.
One maybe.
No.
You shit my pants, bro. Oh my god.
Homecoming is better.
One Division's gonna be top 5. You fucking.
You gotta be kidding me.
Thanks.
You don't know what you sacrificed for.
Why? Okay, it was
I don't
good,
think
but way
it deserves to
too
be that
high.
high.
What? This is what I'm talking about. Like, this is not even MCU stuff. Like, what is this? And I wouldn't even put this high either. I'm not putting this over like Iron Man and the other stuff. Like, this is insane. Like, why is this high? Why is this even on the list?
It's not even the MCU. Why are they including it?
That's not MCU, right?
That's not MCU.
We're striking this from the record.
Yeah, it's the best D+ show, but it should be in the top 10. No.
All right, top 5. Okay.
It should be higher.
It'd be like top 3. I'd say top 3.
This means that WandaVision is
higher.
ahead.
They put WandaVision over. That means WandaVision's gonna be over this. Captain America and Winter Soldier is my second. In my personal list is like my second. Another really great superhero film. I would not put this over Iron Man. That's just me personally. This is another movie I went to the theaters to watch when I was in high school. I remember my sister and my cousin, they went to see that Marlon Wayans movie, that Haunted House movie, and I went to go see this by myself, man. Really enjoyed it, man. This was a really solid movie. I rewatch this movie at least once every year. This movie is so good.
You just want to find out.
Black
Black Panther will be number 1.
Fuck
Black Panther will be number 1.
Did they,
That is a
and
shit
they already did
film.
Shang-Chi.
Oh no. Okay.
All right, here we go.
4.
4.
1.
Wow. WandaVision is in the top 5. Variety. This is just like an IGN list right here, man. This is so stupid. This is a stupid ass list.
Okay, they chose that image. I think this is a troll. I honestly now think this is a troll.
These motherfuckers are wild. What is that?
They wanted us to act
What
like
the hell is even that?
Yes, nerds, get mad.
I cannot.
We're just gonna swing over here.
Make a video.
The only
Draw
thing-
people to an article.
The only thing that makes this better is if they just put like Zack Snyder's Justice League at number 2.
No, it's gonna be dinosaurs. Dinosaurs.
All right, top 3. Here we go, top 3.
Yeah, number 1 is just a middle finger.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay. Guardians is a top 5.
Yeah, that's top 5. So
Like I said, I don't mind people having this in the top 5. I personally probably wouldn't put this in my top 5. I didn't really care for this movie when I watched it. So I guess that's justifiable to have it there.
They got one right. So that means Black Panther is going to be number 1 in Endgame.
Bro.
Black Panther 2.
Okay.
Dude. So that means Endgame is number 1.
No.
Get out of here.
Bro.
No.
And Endgame, it cannot be the... No.
Endgame sucks.
So I would not put Endgame as number one. I'm just gonna be honest. Where they put Infinity War, that's where Endgame should be, in my opinion. And Infinity War should be in the top 10. I thought Endgame was a great way to end off the phase that phase of Marvel, but I think it's too high. I think it's way too high up.
Stop crazy.
Endgame is not even a good movie.
Stop trying to make Endgame a thing. It sucked.
It's not a thing.
I mean, I liked Endgame, but it's not. It's nowhere. I liked Endgame a lot.
Mid-tier Marvel.
Yeah, I can watch it. I can watch it fine. But it's not,
enjoyable.
not
It's
top
very
10.
enjoyable and satisfying, but it's not
It's a cinematic event.
Not
It's a
top
good
10.
event.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's a great nightcap. Thanks for like the sloppy hand job at the end. But like,
Yeah. Infinity War is superior in every way
Yeah,
to
every way.
Endgame.
Not even a
Yeah, Infinity War is way better than this. But yeah, pretty stupid and bizarre list from Variety. Like I said, it just goes to show that the mainstream is really detached with their fan base. So, like I said, the future for entertainment comes from the East. But I'll end the live stream there. I've been streaming for close to 2 hours now. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, follow me on social media. All the links are in the description. But that's all for this one. There's the Wave Blur, and I'm signing out.